Today, we are going to look at a very simple topic. Are you interested? Well, ironically, we're going to look at something called simple interest. Okay? But it's not interest as in curiosity, but rather interest as in finance. But before we even look at simple interest and try and determine what it is, there are two terms we need to come to grips with. The first one being interest rate, and the second being interest itself. Let's have a look here. Interest rate is a percentage charged for the borrowing or loan of a sum of money over a given period of time. Interest is the amount of money that you are charged by the lender of money, for example, the bank, for borrowing an amount of money over a period of time. Okay, let's make that simple because, geez, English can get so confusing. So let's put it in simplistic terms. Let's say I go off to a bank and I say to the bank, listen guys, I want to borrow 100 Rand from you. And I want to borrow it for a whole year. And they say, okay, cool. Here's 100 Rand. Let's give you 100 Rand. And we are going to charge you something called interest, okay? We're going to charge you 10% interest. So let's just find 10% of 100 Rand, and we don't even need a calculator for that because we know it's going to be 10 Rand. Now, the interest rate is this 10%. That's the rate. The interest is the actual amount of extra money that you pay. So interest rate is the percentage, the interest is that extra bit of money that you're actually paying. Let's explain quickly the difference now between simple interest and compound interest. Okay, let's tell a story. I love stories. So here goes a nice one. Let's pretend we got two guys. One guy called James and another guy called Abram. And they both go to the same school. Monday morning comes along and James says to Abram, listen, I'm hungry, but I left my money at home and I really, really need to buy something from the tuck shop. Don't you have 50 Rand for me? And Abraham, he's like got so much money. Hey, it's like unbelievable. He just opens his wallet and there are a whole lot of 100 Rand notes, and right at the back he finds a 50 Rand note. And he takes out the 50 Rand note and he gives it to James. He says, here we go, Brew, here's 50 Rand. And James is like, cool, I promise you, Brew, tomorrow I'll give it back to you. Tuesday comes along and James realizes he doesn't have the money. So he ducks and he dives. Abram doesn't want to see him. Wednesday comes along. He walks around a corner, walks straight into Abram. And he says to Abram, oh man, Brew, I got your money here yesterday, but I didn't see you. Now I left it at home. Tell you what, I'll give it to you tomorrow, being Thursday. Thursday comes along, James ducks and dives. Abram doesn't want him to see him. Friday he comes along and he says, hey, I got your 50 Rand, here it is. And Abram says, thanks James, appreciate that. So let's just summarize this. We're going to call this scenario number one. Monday he borrowed 50 Rand, okay? Tuesday, he still owes him 50 Rand. Wednesday, he owes him 50 Rand. Thursday, he owes him 50 Rand. Friday, he owes him 50 Rand. The next Monday comes along. And James goes to Abram and says, hey, but I'm hungry. And I got no food and I didn't bring money. Please, can you lend me 50 Rand? Abram looks through his wallet, passes all the 100 Rand notes, gets to a 50 at the back, and hands it off to James. But before he gives it to James, he says, hold on, James. You took a long time to give me my money back, so I'm going to start charging you something called interest. 10% a day. So every day that goes past, you give me 10%. And James says, yeah, sure, Brew, no problem. Okay. So Monday, he gets 50 Rand from James, or from Abram. Tuesday, he owes him not only the 50 Rand, but plus 10% interest. What's 10% on 50 Rand? It's going to be 5 Rand. So Tuesday, when he gets to school, he actually owes him 55 Rand. But James doesn't have the money. So he ducks and he dives, Abram. And Wednesday comes along and he walks around the corner and he walks straight into Abraham, and James says, "Oh, Brew, I had your money here yesterday. Now I don't have it here anymore. Tell you what, I'll give it to you tomorrow, being Thursday." Thursday, James doesn't have the money. Okay, he ducks and dives. But now, first of all, on Wednesday, he would have owed him an extra R5. That would have been 60. Because he hasn't paid, he owes him another 10% on that R50. So he now owes him R65. Thursday comes, James ducks and dives Abraham again. Eventually, Friday, he has the money. But it's another 10%. So he now owes him R70. So James now hands over that R70. Now, guys, that's known as simple interest. Why is it simple interest? It's simple interest because every day the interest was exactly the same. It was an extra R5, an extra R5, an extra R5. Why was that? That was because that 10% was based on the amount that James borrowed from Abraham. Based it on the R50. Okay? 10% of R50, R5. So every day he'd have to give him an extra R5. Let's have a look at another scenario now. Following Monday comes along. James goes to Abraham and says, "Ish, I'm hungry, Brew. I got no lunch. I don't have money. Do you have R50 to lend me?" And Abraham says, "Yeah, sure." Opens his wallet, goes past all the R100 notes, finds a 50 at the back, and hands it to James. Okay, he says, "But hold on now, James. There's something you've got to know. Last week, I attended a maths lit lesson. And our teacher, he's a gooder, eh? This Mr. Templeton guy. He taught us about something called compound interest. So you know what? I'm going to charge you compound interest." And James doesn't quite understand what he's talking about. And he just says, "Yeah, sure, Brew, whatever." Okay, takes the R50. So on Monday, he owed him R50. By the next day, he owes him 10%, okay, which is 10% of 50, R5. So he owes him R55. But Tuesday comes and James doesn't have the money. So he ducks and he dives Abraham everywhere, okay? So now he's got to pay him on Wednesday. How much does he owe him on Wednesday? Well, according to Abraham, we're going to take R55, find 10% of it, and we're going to get R5.50. Okay. So now we've got to add the R5.50 to R55. So if I add R55 to that, I'm going to get R60.50. So he now owes him R60.50. But the Wednesday comes. And as James walks around the corner, he walks into Abraham and says, "Oh, Brew, I had your money here yesterday. Didn't see you. Have to give it to you tomorrow, being Thursday." And Abraham says, "Yeah, sure, not a problem. No problem. Pay me tomorrow." Because Abraham's clever. He knows he's going to get more and more money. Now, how much does he owe? Well, according to Abraham, James owes him R60.50. Now we have to find 10% of that, which is now going to be R6.05. So we add that to the R60.55, okay, or 50 that he already owes. We're going to get R55.66 and 55 cents. Thursday comes along, James doesn't have the bucks, so he ducks and he dives. He's a conniving oathus. He ducks and he dives. Doesn't see him. So now he's got to pay him Friday. How much does he owe him on Friday? Well, according to Abraham, James owes him R66.55. We're going to multiply that by 10%. When we multiply that by 10%, we're going to get R6.65. Ooh, now you can't get half a cent anymore, so we're going to round that up to R6.66. And remember, he already owed him R66.55. So let's add it. 6 and 5 is 11, carry 1. 6 and 5 is 11, carry 1. 6 and 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13, 73 Rand and 11 cents. So Friday comes along. And James goes to Abraham and says to him, listen, buddy, I'm not stupid, eh? Last time I owed you 50 rand, you added the interest $70, eh? So here's your $70. And Abraham says, no, hold on, bro, you got a problem now. You owe me 73 rand and 11 cents. Why? Because we're dealing with compound interest. Of course, James doesn't know what that's about, and a fight starts, and there's a punch-up and all kinds of things, and Abraham wins. But 73 rand, 11 cents. What have we done with this whole scenario? We've actually calculated the new interest on the current balance. Not on what I borrowed, but on the current balance. Let's have a look. I took 10% of 50. Then I took 10% of 55. Then I took 10% of 60 rand 50. Then 10% of 66.50. Then 10% of well, I didn't have to because we stopped after day 5. James remembered to bring the money. But it's going to land up being more and more money. Do you understand the difference? Simple interest, we base it on, or the interest on the amount we borrowed. Compound interest, we're basing it on the current balance. So as that balance gets bigger and bigger, so the interest is going to get more and more. Right, now we've got to look at a new thing, also dealing with interest, but it's our concept or the new topic of hire purchase. Now, what is hire purchase? Well, folk, hire purchase is when I really want to buy something because it's absolutely urgent, but I don't have the money for it. Okay, so let's pretend my fridge explodes, okay? Just like big, huge electrical fires, smoke coming out the back. We've got to get rid of this, okay? Electrician comes along and says, ish, but you need a new fridge here. You can't even repair this thing. So I need a fridge, but I got no money. So I go off to a shop and I say, yes, that's the fridge I want. And the guy says, yeah, sure. It only cost you 6,000 rand. You say, oh, that's great. Only one problem, I don't have 6,000 rand. And the shopkeeper says, all right, we can make a plan here. We can hire that fridge to you over a period of time. And so let's say we make an agreement. And for 24 months, you're paying a certain amount of money every month for that fridge. After you've paid that amount of money, let's say it's for the 24-month period, you can keep the fridge. It's then yours. So it's like borrowing money and paying it off. And they're using the fridge as capital. So they're saying, here's the fridge, but you're paying for it every month. And if you stop paying, we're taking our fridge back. But if you pay for it and you're very good and you pay for the full 2 years or 3 years or however long we agree on, you can then keep the fridge. It's then yours. Okay. So that, in essence, is what hire purchase is all about. And why do people buy on hire purchase? Well, folk, some people just don't have the kind of money to go out and say, yes, like, I need a fridge now. It's urgent. Otherwise, all my meat's going to go frot. But I don't have that kind of money. So hire purchase is very helpful. It helps you buy big, expensive things and being able to pay off in smaller installments. In other words, in amounts that are not big. Not everyone has 6,000 rand to pay out, but generally people can afford about 350 rand a month. Okay, let's have a look at this question. Is it cheaper buying on hire purchase, or should one pay cash? Now, folk, hire purchase comes with interest. Normally, if I'm buying something on hire purchase, I'm going to pay big bucks for this. Okay, I'm going to pay a lot of interest. So if possible, try not to buy on hire purchase. But that's not always the case. Like I said, not everyone has 6,000 rand. Let me go off and buy a fridge. But I need the fridge now. So then I buy on hire purchase. Okay, let's have a look at an example of hire purchase. You see an advert for a wall unit. The cash price of the wall unit is 6,499 rand 99 cents. Alternatively, you could choose to pay it on hire purchase and pay for it in installments over 3 years. If you choose to pay it off in installments, you'll pay interest every month on the wall unit. Okay, let's answer some questions. First question. Calculate what the wall unit will cost if you pay cash deposit of 650 Rand and 36 monthly installments of 449 Rand each. The total is your cash deposit plus 36 monthly installments. Okay, let's just talk about this thing called a cash deposit. Now, normally the guy who's in the shop will say, "Butch, you can take this fridge," hey? And you're like, "Oh, that's great, but hold on. I got to know that you're serious about this. And in order to know whether you're serious or not, I need a little bit of money from you." And we call that a deposit. So I give the guy, say, "Listen, I don't have 6,000, but you know what? Here is 800 Rand. That is showing you that I mean business with you." So they take the 800 Rand, right? And then they work out the rest of the money that you owe them, and you can pay them back over the 36 months. So here we have someone who sees a wall unit, okay? So a lovely bit of furniture, wooden furniture, again, that you put against the wall, that you put your TV on and things. And this person thinks, "Yes, I've got to have that wall unit, eh? But yes, it's expensive." Right. How much was it? Let's go and have a look here quickly. It was 6,499 Rand 99 cents. Okay. And we're going to say, "Listen, we'll pay it over 3 years." And they come along and they say, "Right, you can have it, but understand this, it's going to cost you some money." So the first thing is you're going to pay a cash deposit of 650 Rand. And then for the next 3 years, now how many months is 3 years? Well, we know there are 12 months in a year. So I've got 12 months, another 12 months, another 12 months. So it's 12, 24, 36 months. So plus we're going to add 36 months times my monthly installments. What are my monthly installments? 449. So it's 449 Rand. Okay. So then what we're going to do is say, right, I've got 436 multiplied by 449 Rand, and I get 16,164. 16,164 Rand. But remember, I've got to add on my deposit. So we take out this calculator again, 16,164 plus the 650 Rand, and we get 16,814 Rand. 16,814 Rand. Yes, like guys, that's a lot of money that we're busy paying for this fridge. A whack of money. How much would that fridge have cost us if we'd paid cash? Let's have a look. 6,499. Listen, this shop, it's ripping us off big time. It's taking a whack of our money. Let's have a look here quickly. Calculate how much interest you'll pay in total in rands if you pay off the wall unit in installments. Hint, interest amounts, total payments minus the cash price. So 16,814 Rand minus, remember, they said if you pay cash for it, you'll pay 6,499 Rand. So minus the 6,400 and what was it? 99 Rand, eh? Something like that. Let's just check it quickly. And 99 cents. Got to remember the 99 cents. Geez, I'm really getting old. I forget all kinds of things here. Minus 99 cents. Okay, so my calculator is going to do it. I've already got 16,814 Rand on the screen minus 6,499 Rand and 99 cents. And there's my answer, 10,314 Rand 99 cents. That's how much interest this shop is actually charging me for that wall unit. Hey guys, yes, I don't know if I would buy at the shop. Hey? It's a little bit of a rip-off. Not very good at all. Okay, let's summarize what we've done today. First of all, summary. In this segment, we've covered the following. We've looked at the difference between interest rate and interest. We've looked at the difference between simple and compound interest. And we've also looked at hire purchase. Hire purchase, lovely sort of questions that come up in paper 2 because they can get quite complicated, hey? But it can also come up in paper 1 if there are small basic questions on it. Folks, we're going to take a little ad break and we'll chat to you straight after that.